and then your son, and you have no place to go, in case you have no place to go, okay, and then your son says to you, well, I cannot take you with me. Yeah, God forbid, Jazakallah khair. And your son said, okay, oh mother, I cannot take you with me to my house because my wife is objecting this. How would you feel? Okay, put yourself in her position as well, your mother-in-law position. Okay, this is her son. Okay, and she's relying upon him. This is normal. Okay, and somebody else is saying, no, leave your mom and just be yourself, be for me only. Okay, dedicate yourself for me only, and I don't want your mother to be with me in the same house. And he has no ability. Okay, I would always reflect upon this. كما تدين تدان, they say in Arabic, meaning as you treat people, they will treat you at the end. As you treat people, they will treat you at the end.
Thank you very much for that. And also, I'd like to add a point there. Of course, we're not talking anything that it's always a sister's responsibility or it's a common problem. When Sheikh has mentioned, or when I've mentioned it's a common problem, it's from a general perspective that we hear on a daily, day-to-day basis, especially ulama scholars deals with this kind of problem. It's one of the very common problem that comes up when it comes to living together, especially with the mother-in-law. I'm talking about the mother-in-law of the sister, of the wives. Now, I understand, and of course, we understand that it is sometimes not always possible. But the best solution that we can give from Ask Iman, from our scholars that have on a continuous basis have given, including Sheikh Dr. Saeed Al Qadi has given on many occasions, that if there is any issue or if there is something that's bothering you or there are concerns that you're not happy about, instead of keeping it to yourself and building it up, it's best to have a conversation on a one-to-one at a suitable time between you and your husband and see what can be done differently, or even if it needs to be done, how can we do it in a manner that it does not curtail your right and it also does not curtail the right of the son on his mother or the mother on the son. Inshallah, we can find our ways. And as I've mentioned before, we can't give you any specific advice. So if there is any specific concern, always get in touch with your local imam, who is a qualified person who understands the nature and the dynamics of the family, especially within the Western society. Then inshallah, take the advice and hopefully act upon it. Now, moving on to our next question on WhatsApp. But before that, let's see who's next on the line. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Yes, thank you very much for calling in. What's your question? If you can slightly speak loudly or speak up, that would be great.
I would like to speak louder, and so would I expect you to speak louder, please. Let me check. I'm going to talk to you about this abaya issue that you were just mentioning earlier on, just before you went to interval. Your Sheikh was saying that he should, if the woman, they should not, like the man should not remove his beard and the lady should not remove his abaya unless the danger is imminent. Actually, I was going to say this is not always possible. In fact, it is never possible that if you are wearing hijab and then somebody notices you, then even if you remove it, he or she would know that you are a Muslim, and especially in the areas where Muslims are a bit prone, like in France.
What's your question, my dear sir? What's your question? Oh, unfortunately, the line has dropped there. I don't think so. I've got the full question. I know I can understand you've made a statement there, but we didn't get the full question. So if you can kindly call us back, then inshallah we'll take you again on board. We'll make sure that you get through to us to the live, and inshallah we'll get your question on board. Other than that, I understand your statement, and Sheikh, what I've understood from what our viewer was mentioning, that it's sometimes not always possible that even if you have shaved your beard, even if you've taken your hijab, but still people can recognize, because depending on the area that you live in. And with all due respect, sometimes it can't be identified because we could have people from the same race but of different religion. So sometimes it could not necessarily be a target for a religious. It could not necessarily be an Islamophobic attack, but it could be a racist attack. So this can happen. Now, Sheikh, my question would be that how much should we worry about this issue, and how can we make sure that the respective authorities are made aware if we, God forbid, if we encounter such incident, then it is not important for us to make sure that these incidents are reported for statistical purposes and for studies, so that in future there could be something important coming up, and inshallah the laws and legislation when it's designed, it could be taken, these kind of situations or incident can be taken into account while shaping the legislation. What would you say, Sheikh?
Jazakallah khair. Let me answer in general way, in general,
Please.
generic way, inshallah ta'ala. I would say generally, when it comes to living in a place, in any country, in any city, in anywhere in this earth, okay. First of all, you should create or find or choose a place in which you can worship Allah Ta'ala freely. You can exercise your right to worship freely. Alhamdulillah Ta'ala, we have in the UK the right, to choose our religions or to worship whoever we want in our ways. Alhamdulillah Ta'ala, there's no restriction in this regard. There is no any issue that we find, and we thank Allah Ta'ala for this. If somebody is going to harm you because of the way you look and because of your own religion, and you might endanger your soul, endanger your life, you should find someone else to live. You shouldn't stay in that place. That's first thing. That's my first advice, because Allah Ta'ala in the Quran said, أَلَمْ تَكُنْ أَرْضُ اللَّهِ وَاسِعَةً فَتُهَاجِرُوا فِيهَا, that they will be asked if they said, well, we were not able to practice our deen, we were not able to adhere to the obligations of our deen because we were living amongst non-Muslims, for example, or people who hate our religion. Allah Ta'ala in the Quran said, أَلَمْ تَكُنْ أَرْضُ اللَّهِ وَاسِعَةً فَتُهَاجِرُوا فِيهَا. Isn't it the land of Allah Ta'ala, or the earth is wide enough for you to migrate and go somewhere else where you can exercise your own belief and your own worship? So you have the option. You have the option, and you give it priority in your life, that you should live somewhere where you can worship Allah Ta'ala freely. Okay? You should give this priority. As you care about your own provision, and if you find a better job somewhere else or in another country, you will move and relocate yourself. Likewise, if there is an issue with your own deen, you cannot exercise your deen, you cannot worship Allah Ta'ala freely, and people are interfering in your own worship, subhanAllah, it's quite strange. This is between me and my Lord, and I'm worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is to do with you? Why you are interfering in my own life? If they come to this point where they interfere in your own life, your own worship, and they want you to stop what you are doing, okay, then you have to decide and relocate yourself.
Thank you very much for that, Sheikh. And also, if there is any issues, if there's any incident, I would like to once again remind our viewers that please make sure that it is reported to the respective authorities, so that they can take a note and make sure that such incidents are not repeated wherever you are living in, inshallah. Now, we are coming to the very close towards the end of the program. I'd like to finally ask you about this particular question. When we have, as I've mentioned earlier, festive period is coming up, holiday season for us as Muslim. Now, how can we make sure that we can make the best use of this quality time? Clearly, on this occasion, this year will be very, very different than compared to any other years previously, which means our families won't be getting together unnecessarily. There won't be any big gatherings, big family events, or weddings, or receptions, or walima, whatever it is. It won't take place within the wider community at a large. Now, given the circumstances that we are in, how can we best use our time? And most importantly, our children can benefit from this quality time that we spend with them. Sheikh.
Bismillah, Jazakallah khair. If an advice about something, I would say that try as much as you can. Don't leave any assembly or any gathering or any session or any time that passes without you trying to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Almighty. Okay, in the sound hadith, then it says, ما جلس قوم مجلسا لم يذكروا تعالى فيه لكان امترة. Any people, they stay in a place or a gathering without mentioning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will become for them a source of sorrow, a source of regret. And also in the sound hadith, لا يتحسر أهل الجنة على شيء تحسرهم على ساعة لم يذكروا الله تعالى فيها. The people of Jannah will never regret anything in this life except that hour which they spent without remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I would say My advice to you during this holiday, try to increase your iman, increase your faith, increase your closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by remembering Allah ta'ala plentifully. Okay, doing the adhkar al-sabah, adhkar al-masa, doing the dhikr of any occasion. Okay, the dhikr of after salah. Okay, teaching your kids the adhkar, making it a habit in your life, that to remember Allah Ta'ala a lot. Also, I would advise you to take advantage of the holiday as well, and sitting more with the children, giving them more advice, giving them more direction in their life, giving them more advice about their future, and getting closer to them, inshallah ta'ala. And remember that whatever of time you spend with your family, with your children, to educate them, Allah ta'ala will reward you for this. Jazakumullah khair.
Barakallah Fiqh. Now, one final thoughts from you in 30 seconds, if you can respond. Advice to the management committee of the mosque, because this year there hasn't been much halaqa, much dars face to face, and whatever we could adapt through social media platforms to video calls, we did, but not every masajid were in a good favorable position to adapt technology or technical abilities they possess. Now, especially the holiday period is coming up. What advice to the management of the committees would you give so that they can make sure that their local congregation is not deprived from any nasiha, from any halaqa? In 30 seconds, Sheikh.
Many mosques, mashallah, have successfully shifted their work online. Do your best to reach people, reach out the needs of people online. Many people are there waiting for advice, for direction. Make sure that you meet their concerns and meet their needs. May Allah bless you and reward you. It's a responsibility. Never forget that.
Thank you very much for that, Sheikh. That's all what we have time for. Inshallah, we look forward to speaking to you soon again. Thank you very much for that, Sheikh. Sheikh, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you very much for your valuable time today. And inshallah, we see you again sometime in the future, perhaps next week.
Jazakumullah khair, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, barakallah fiqh. That's all what we have time for. In conclusion, I'd like to remind our viewers that if you have missed the program and if you would like to watch the program from the beginning, then please feel free to go or visit our social media platform either on Facebook page or YouTube channel. And inshallah, not only you can watch yourself, but you can feel free to share, like, subscribe, and comment to our social media platforms. Also, my apology to those callers that we couldn't take due to the limitation of our time. And most importantly, I thank our viewers, especially our guests, for giving us valuable time. To all those callers who've asked us questions throughout the calling into the studio or dropping us text on our WhatsApp. Inshallah, we look forward to speaking to you again in our next week episode. But I believe there may be an Ask Eman tomorrow if there is no charity appeal. So you can call in tomorrow to ask any questions again back at 8 p.m. Other than that, if there is any cancellation, then inshallah we should be back again on Tuesday next week. And there are Ask Eman highlight on Sunday and Monday. That's all for what we have time for. Inshallah, we'll see you again soon. Until then, please keep us in your dua. Subhanakallahumma wa hamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.